Today we are going to talk about some of the great road trip opportunities that you can get into in the Potomac Highlands of West Virginia. What's up, ladies and gentlemen? I'm the Best Virginian. I bring you West Virginia history and travel videos. I sometimes delve into true crime, sometimes delve into the paranormal, all from right here in the mountain state of West Virginia. For St. Patrick's Day, I decided to hit the road. I decided to go on a little spring road trip through the Potomac Highlands. I actually started in Davis, West Virginia, and ended my day in Kingwood, West Virginia, traveling up along the Virginia-Maryland border of West Virginia pretty much the entire way. It's a really great place to travel, lots of fun driving, and there's a lot of great opportunities along the way that we're going to get into today. My day started in Davis, West Virginia. Actually, it started at my local coffee shop, and I knew it was going to be a great day because my barista drew a little butt on top of my latte. My producer's yelling at me that it was a heart, but that would be weird. It was a butt. And if you like it when your barista draws little butts on your coffee, go ahead and smash that subscribe button. The Potomac Highlands of West Virginia are home to the highest mountains in the state of West Virginia and some of the highest mountains east of the Mississippi River. The area is full of outdoor recreational opportunities, including Watauga State Park, Black Waterfalls, Seneca Rocks, Bruce Knob, great country roads driving, and some of the most prestigious ski resorts in all of West Virginia. Now, the town of Davis is at about 3,500 feet in elevation, and it's the highest incorporated town in the state built on the banks of the Blackwater River. The town is named after one Henry Gazaway Davis, who was a railroad executive that would eventually branch out into mining and banking. He would eventually get into politics and was elected as a West Virginia senator, all while growing his business interest with his son-in-law, Stephen Benton Elkins. Elkins began venturing into coal, oil, and the timber industries. Eventually, both men would have towns in West Virginia named after them, and today this region is known for both its tourism opportunities and its craft beer industry. There are several breweries in this area. Actually, there's like a direct path going from like Elkins all the way up into Morgantown, which is also kind of the heart of the mountaineer country craft brewing industry. These breweries include Big Timber Brewing Company in Elkins, the Stumptown Ale in Davis, Mountain State Brewing Co. in Thomas, High Ground Brewing in Terra Alta, and if you add Screech Owl Brewing in Brewston Mills, West Virginia, you could actually loop around and drop directly into downtown Morgantown, West Virginia. Again, that has several breweries in its own right. And it's cool to see not just the boost this industry has given to local economies, but also how it pays homage to this area's early timber and lumber industries. And if you have a couple days, a designated driver, and a couple cases of Gatorade, a cross-state craft beer road trip might just be the best way for you to explore the mountain state. Now, my goal for the day was to get to Kingwood for a traditional Irish dinner, and by being in Davis, I was about an hour away from my destination, but along the way, I had to stop at Our Lady of the Pines. This church holds the distinction of being the smallest Catholic church in the lower 48 states. The church is only 12 foot by 24 foot with 6 pews and is able to hold between 10 and 12 people. I often joke that if I ever get married, my side of the church is going to be 90% empty, but I could probably fill up about half of my side of a church this size. Just kidding, I plan on giving a large sum of money to a West Virginia state park in exchange to use their facilities for the ceremony and then write the whole thing off as a charitable donation on my taxes. I also have the smallest post office in an authentic outhouse. So after taking some pictures, stretching out my legs, making a donation, and peeing in a wooden box, I was back on the road and almost immediately accidentally crossed the state border into Maryland. And that's really the only bad thing I have to say about the Potomac Highlands. You're basically following the border of Maryland and Virginia the whole way up the side of West Virginia. So besides the outdoor recreation opportunities, the craft beer, and the historical research opportunities, if you stick around anywhere long enough, you will eventually run into a Virginia Tech double major who is more than glad to talk to you about their NFTs. Now, along the way, I also went through Aurora, West Virginia, which is home to Cathedral State Park. While Cathedral is one of the smaller state parks at only about 130 acres, it has some of the oldest and largest trees in all of West Virginia. Many of these trees are estimated to be between 300 and 500 years old, and it's also home to over 170 species of trees, wildflowers, and ferns. And despite being over like 60 degrees when I left home that day in north central West Virginia, by the time I got over to this part of the state, there were still places that had measurable snow, especially in some of these super narrow valleys as I traveled along. Also, it should be noted at Cathedral State Park, a lot of the trees in this area have little metal tags on them that are used to reference the trees for conservation and research purposes. And some of these trees have just started consuming their markers. It's actually kind of funny. And it's weird to think that at one point a lot of these trees in Cathedral State Park were just all through the eastern panhandle and Potomac Highlands of West Virginia. If you go back, a couple centuries, this entire area would have been littered with trees probably of comparable size to a lot of the trees here in Cathedral State Park. Now, my last stop of the day was the Preston County Inn in Kingwood, West Virginia. Kingwood is the county seat of Preston County and is named for the giant trees that once existed in the region when the town was founded in 1815. Again, I went to the Preston County Inn. They were having a traditional Irish dinner. I got some really good soup and some shepherd's pie. And that was basically how I spent my St. Patrick's Day here in the Potomac Highlands of West Virginia. Again, there's a lot of great outdoor recreation opportunities. There's a lot of great reasons to explore this part of the state, really any season of the year. During the spring, fall, summer, there's a lot of great outdoor recreation opportunities. During the winter, of course, some of the greatest skiing in all of West Virginia. Hope you learned something today. I hope I piqued your interest and got you interested in the Potomac Highlands of West Virginia. And until next time, don't forget to stay wild and stay wonderful. And I'll talk to you in the next video.